A recent study found that 59%, that's nearly 6 out of every 10 people around the world, have completely abandoned an online service just because they got frustrated trying to sign in. Welcome to Secure by Design, the podcast where we explore how identity and wider cybersecurity shape the foundation of our digital world. I'm Santosh, and in each episode, I'll share insights and practical perspectives on how we can build security into every layer of technology and business, from identity governance and zero trust to the latest in cloud and compliance. Let's dive into what it takes to design security that lasts. Today, I'll be walking you through customer identity and access management, what it is, how it differs from traditional IAM, and most importantly, how it can transform your customer experience while delivering significant business value. We'll cover the fundamental concepts, explore real world benefits, and discuss how modern CIAM platforms can address your specific business challenges. Before we go further, think what's the one thing that can make or break a customer relationship in a digital world before it even really begins. It's that digital front door. For most businesses, that door is either wide open of opportunities or it's locked shut by sheer frustration. So let me ask something. Have you ever been on a website ready to buy something or maybe sign up for a new service and you just give up? You shut that tab, abandon that whole cart, all because getting in was a massive pain. Of course, you would have. At some point in time, we all would have to. That frustration is usually due to either having to fill a long registration form or because you forgot your password. This isn't just some minor annoyance, it's a massive business problem. In the real world, all business obsess over its storefront, isn't it? In the digital world, the login page or the registration page are the front doors that your customers interact first. If the business messes that up, then the potential customer is gone, perhaps forever. A recent study found that 59%, that's nearly 6 out of every 10 people around the world, have completely abandoned an online service just because they got frustrated trying to sign in. Think about that. Over half your potential customers could be walking away at the very first step. What this really highlights is the huge disconnect, what we call the digital experience gap. It's this massive split between the seamless, super intuitive experiences that we all come to expect and the clunky, often frustrating reality that a lot of businesses are still delivering. Today's customers are judging your business against the absolute best digital experience they've ever had. Their demands are pretty simple, but they're totally non negotiable. They want convenience, they want security, and they want privacy. And the real challenge? They want it all, and they don't want to compromise. So, first up, they expect just radical convenience. We are talking a smooth experience across every single channel where they don't have to enter the same information over and over and over again. If they update their address in your app, they just expect it to be updated on your website too. It should just work effortlessly. Second, they demand ironclad security. Trust is everything. In fact, a whooping 87% of consumers say that they wouldn't do business with a company if they had even the slightest concern about its security practices. This is not a nice to have feature, it's an absolute must have. And third, they insist on privacy. Especially now with regulations like GDPR, people are more aware than ever of their data rights. They want to know what information you have about them, and they want easy, transparent control over it. It's their data, after all. So, this brings up the big question: how on earth do businesses balance these three demanding and sometimes conflicting expectations? How can you be incredibly convenient and unbelievably secure at the same time? Well, the answer lies in a strategy and a set of technologies called Customer Identity and Access Management, or CIAM for short. So, what exactly is CIAM? CIAM is a comprehensive system that manages and secures customer identities across all digital touchpoints, including websites, mobile applications, and customer portals. Modern CIAM solutions extend far beyond traditional username password combination, incorporating advanced authentication methods such as biometrics, magic links, and intelligent multi factor authentication systems. The key is achieving the perfect balance between delivering seamless user experiences whilst maintaining robust security protocols and strict privacy compliance standards. This contrasts with the internal employee focused systems, which we'll discuss shortly. Why does traditional IAM approaches fail for customers? For a start, the scale is dramatically different. You might have 5,000 employees, but 5 million customers. Customers expect the same seamless experience they get from Google, Apple, or Amazon. Consider the mobile first reality. Over 60% of your customers will interact with your brand primarily through mobile devices. They expect biometric authentication, social login options, and instant access across all your applications. Every friction point in your identity experience directly impacts your bottom line through lost customers and increased support costs. Here's where it gets interesting. While both SIAM and IAM manage identities, they serve fundamentally different audiences and solve different problems. Let me break down the key distinctions. Workflow SIAM manage internal identities like employees, contractors, etc. You might have 10,000 or even 100,000 workflows identities in a large enterprise. SIAM manages external identities, things like customers, consumers, etc. You're dealing with millions, sometimes hundreds of millions of identities. For example, Netflix has over 260 million subscribers. Amazon has over 300 million active customers. That's SIAM territory. Scale is not just about numbers, it's about unpredictability. Your customer traffic might spike 10x during a flash sale or product launch. Your SIAM systems must handle these spikes gracefully without degrading the performance. The control paradigm is completely inverted. With employees, you control devices, networks, and can mandate security policies. With customers, they use their own devices, untrusted networks, and you have no control over their security practices. With Workflow IAM, employees can be required to complete training, use specific authentication methods, follow complex password policies, etc. IT controls the entire journey, if you notice. With SIAM, customers have zero tolerance for friction. Research from Ping Identity's 2024 consumer survey found that 54% of customers have stopped using an account or online service because they became frustrated when trying to log in. One bad login experience, and they're clicking over to your competitor. In the case of Workflows Identity, IT or HR creates accounts through centralized provisioning systems tied to your HR database. Whereas in SIAM, self registration is the norm. Customers create their own accounts, often using social identity providers like sign with Google, Facebook, Apple, etc. The process needs to be instantaneous and frictionless, or you lose the customer before they even become one. Workflows IAM can dictate authentication methods. You can say all employees must use hardware tokens and our corporate MFA app, no exceptions. Whereas in the case of customer, SIAM requires flexibility. Some customers want to use biometrics, others prefer social login, some need SMS codes, others want passwordless passkeys. You need to support multiple authentication methods and let customers choose what works for them while maintaining security. When it comes to privacy and consent, in the case of Workflows IAM, employees implicitly trust their employers with their work data. Customers care deeply about privacy and data control. According to Ping's 2024 survey, again, 69% of global consumers say privacy and consent is a critical aspect of their overall experience when interacting with brands online. SIAM solutions must provide granular consent management, allow customers to view and control their data, and comply with regulations like GDPR and HIPAA, etc. Workflow IAM is primarily about reducing risk. preventing insider threats, ensuring compliance, protecting corporate resources, etc. CIAM is about both security and revenue. Done right, CIAM increases customer satisfaction, decreases abandonment rates, drives conversion, enables personalization, and directly impacts the bottom line. Bad SIAM costs you customers. Good SIAM gives you competitive advantage. From an architecture perspective, SIAM systems must be built for massive scale, as in handle millions of concurrent users during peak events. Think like Black Friday or a product launch. Should have global distribution, which means have a low latency authentication regardless of geographical location. High availability, 99.99% uptime. Every minute of downtime costs revenue. API first design, integrate with web, mobile, IoT, kiosk, and future channels you haven't imagined yet. And it should definitely have real time fraud detection that can analyze behavioral patterns, device fingerprints, and threat intelligence to stop account takeover attempts. Traditional workforce IAM wasn't designed for any of this. Ultimately, while IAM secures your workforce, SIAM enhances customer interactions, turning security into a competitive advantage. A well designed SIAM system is the foundation for the entire customer lifecycle. It makes creating an account painless, signing in a total breeze, and updating your profile super simple. And even when customer needs support, a good SIAM means your team already knows they are, which gets rid of that frustrating "what's your account number again" kind of dance. Moving to core concepts, the identity lifecycle is foundational in SIAM. It starts with each registration to capture users quickly. A well designed flow can cut sign up time by 50%. Customer registration is your first impression and often determines whether you acquire or lose a potential customer. The concept of progressive profiling is crucial. Instead of asking 15 fields up front, start with just email and password. Then gradually collect additional information as the customer engages more deeply with your services. Remember, every additional field in your registration form reduces conversion rate by approximately 5 to 10%. Be ruthless in questioning whether each field is truly necessary at the point of registration. Modern SIAM platforms must support multiple authentication methods because customer preferences vary widely. Some customers prefer traditional passwords, while others exclusively use social logins or passwordless methods. Think Face ID or one time codes. Authorization ensures users see only relevant content, like personalized dashboards. Profile management keeps data fresh, and deprovisioning handles right to be forgotten requests compliantly. The SIAM platform must be able to identify and purge all customer data across all connected systems, not just the identity store itself. These elements form the backbone of any robust SIAM system. Federation and SSO are game changers in SIAM. Federation lets users bring their identities from trusted sources like logging in with LinkedIn or Google or Apple. This greatly boosts conversion rates. SSO means seamless navigation across your ecosystem. Single sign on for customer is more complex than employee SSO because customers access your service through multiple channels: your website, mobile app, partner sites, and potentially IoT devices. Your SIAM solution must maintain consistent identity context across all these touchpoints. Doing this is not only enhances user satisfaction, but also minimizes breach risks from weak passwords. Privacy is non-negotiable in SIAM. Consent management ensures users control the data. This aligns with global regulations, preventing costly violations. Privacy features like data encryption and access logs provide transparency. Privacy protection must be built into the platform architecture, not bolted on afterwards, just like what we discussed in our very first episode. This includes encryption of all personal data, both at rest and in transit, and the ability to anonymize or pseudonymize data for analytics purposes while maintaining privacy compliance. Security in SIAM is proactive. Beyond basics, it includes AI driven threat reduction. For example, in the case of Entra ID, conditional access can be used to block risky logins based on geolocation. The key is adaptive authentication, using contextual information like device, location, and behavior patterns to determine the appropriate level of authentication required. A customer logging in from their registered device at home might only need a password, while the same customer logging in from a new device in a different country must be prompted for additional verification. Risk based authentication uses machine learning to analyze hundreds of contextual factors like device fingerprinting, geolocation, behavioral patterns, and threat intelligence to make real time security decisions. This allows you to provide frictionless experiences for legitimate customers while blocking suspicious activities. Encryption and CM integrations ensure comprehensive protection. These concepts safeguard your brand while maintaining smooth experiences. Finally, on core concepts, scalability ensures CIAM grows with your business. It is important that your solution is configured such that it can scale smoothly for e commerce peaks without downtime. Modern CIAM platforms are designed as API first solutions, meaning every feature accessible through the user interface is also available through APIs. This architectural approach enables seamless integrations with your existing technology stack. The webhook capability is crucial for real time customer experience. When a customer updates their profile, you want that change immediately reflected in your CRM, marketing automation platform, and any personalization engines. SDK supports accelerated development by providing pre-built libraries for common programming languages and frameworks. This reduces integration time from months to weeks. Industry standards like OIDC, OR2, and SAML ensure secure and interoperable connections. Microservices allow agile updates. This modularity helps achieve 99.99% uptime, making CIAM a strategic enabler. The integration ecosystem is vast, and your CIAM platform should offer pre-built connectors for major enterprise systems. However, the API-first approach ensures that you are not limited to pre-built integrations. You can connect to any system that supports modern API standards. To explain customer journey, let's take Lucy, a new customer registering for services with ABC Food Mart, an online grocery. Social login, something like sign in with Google, or progressive profiling, like asking for minimal info upfront, drastically cuts the time and effort needed to sign up. By applying adaptive authentication, it provides stringent security for risky situations, like login from new country, but stays completely out of the way for low-risk routine logins, like from a home laptop. This means Lucy log in and use the services without being bombarded with MFA requests when not necessarily, while still not compromising on security. By giving Lucy a clear, easy to access dashboard to manage her communication preferences and data sharing puts her in control. This reduces frustration and instead acts as a powerful trust builder. SSO makes multiple applications feel like one unified experience. Lucy can move from the grocer's main website to the support portal without even stopping in to log in again. If Lucy wants to change her password, update her address, or adjust email preferences, she doesn't need to wait for a support agent. A self-service capability gives her immediate control, which is a vastly superior experience. If Lucy wants to change her password, update her address, or adjust email preferences, she doesn't need to wait for a support agent. A self-service capability gives her immediate control, which is vastly a superior experience. The ultimate goal of integrating these features is to create a customer journey that is frictionless, secure, and empowering. This builds long-term loyalty, turning satisfied users into advocates of your brand. To wrap up, CIAM is more than security. It's about empowering customer relationships securely and scalable, distinct from IAM's internal focus. It has evolved from a nice to have feature into an essential component for securing customer identities while delivering the seamless digital experience that modern consumers demand. Robust IAM solutions drive measurable improvements in customer trust, loyalty, and sustainable business growth in our increasingly digital landscape. The global CIAM market is projected to explode from $12.5 billion in 2024 to $21 billion by 2030. Some analysts project even faster growth, reaching $43.55 billion by 2035. That's not just market hype, it's a reflection of the fundamental reality that every business is now a digital business, and every digital business needs CIAM. Strategic investment in comprehensive CIAM platforms empowers businesses to scale securely while maintaining full regulatory compliance across global market and jurisdictions. The future of customer engagement depends entirely on mastering identity management through sophisticated CIAM implementations. One final critical question for every single business out there. Think about that very first interaction someone has with your brand online. Is it a welcoming, secure, and effortless experience that just invites them in? Or is it a frustrating, complicating barrier that sends them running straight to your competitors? Because that's what is going to define your future. Thanks for listening to Secure by Design. If today's episode gave you something to think about, subscribe and follow on your favorite streaming platform for more discussions on identity and cybersecurity. Please feel free to share it with your team. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn for updates and newer episode releases. Until next time, stay secure, stay resilient, and stay secured by design.